Today I'm going to get right into it because I have a lot to say about this car. I hope you'll find this review useful and interesting. Ford has nipped and tucked this Aston Martin knockoff, and this lightning blue vehicle looks as good as ever with its biting your lower lip sexy lines. Arguably the best looking of the midsize category, with a touch of sophistication that puts it over the top. Ford Design Company would better characterize Ford as a company name. This Fusion comes in multiple trims with pricing according to equipment. Awkwardly, the Ford titanium trim models are the ones that have the ugliest mags. This is true for the Fiesta and the Focus also. This Sport model has all-wheel drive and continuously controlled damping with 3 modes and pothole detection. It works seamlessly during my drive. It did not draw my attention. The trunk is a good size with a very large opening. Seats fold down 60-40, giving you extra space, but alas, no ski trap. The quality of the rear doors feel slightly better than most of its rivals. Rear seat room is good, though not huge. Despite this, it is very comfy for 2 adults. Those of you for whom roominess is a priority, see Accord. Rear vents and mobile charging in the back is very convenient. In front, it is the same story. Decent quality, though not the best. Apart from the worst steering wheel in class, it fares pretty good. The seats are good. This used to be a traditional Ford weakness. I think this is now a thing of the past. The suede inserts are a nice touch, but I prefer leather. The suede is hard to clean, though it does keep you in place in corners. Although Fusion Sport weighs 4,000 pounds, it does not feel heavier than its lighter rivals during normal driving, which is nice. I could not drive this car 100% because it is winter here, but at 8/10ths, I progressively felt its weight. The build quality is good, but its rivals keep getting better and better. Ergonomics are overall good. The Sync 3 is easy to use with low quality buttons in the lower part of the center console. Ventilation controls feel quality, and this interior does provide a cockpit feel that rivals Mazda 6. The engine is a rock star and puts out 325 horsepower and 380 pound-feet of torque, combined with a long-geared 6-speed automatic transmission. On acceleration, it felt super fast, but I felt that those power figures are a bit optimistic. The engine drinks 13.5 in the city and 9 on the highway, which is what you would expect. Here are my thoughts on the road. They are excellent. Hello car lovers. Driving the 2017 Ford Fusion Sport. Ross is getting the hot cars. What about this car in the category? Well, let's just start by saying how much I think Ford's whole idea makes it perfectly equipped to excel in this mid-size category. They've got, I think, the right blend of conservative and athletic styling. Their suspension is not molasses, yet comfortable. It can hold its own in long corners, but it's really an 8/10ths car, as we say, which is completely appropriate for this class. The interior is nice. It's not the best, but it's nice. Ross mentions that Mazda easily the class leader in terms of interior quality. I gotta agree with him. The exterior styling, again, I gotta go back to that exterior styling. Ford copied Aston Martin shamelessly and what a wonderful idea. Their cars look so good, and this Fusion has been nipped and tucked for 2017. It looks so good. On the inside, one more time on the inside, the steering wheel is made of an unacceptable plasticky-like leather. I know Ford has this philosophy of durability for their interior materials, but this steering wheel, unacceptable for $44,000, which is the price of the car on the Canadian website with the cheap financing. When the finance rates goes up, the price was at $40,000 or $41,000 a few months ago. The rest of the interior, though, is completely acceptable for this price. Soft touch here, this kind of like Alcantara-like material here on the sides. The buttons here feel quality enough. When you're holding onto the door, a little bit plasticky. This shift knob for the transmission, I'm enjoying these more and more. It just frees up so much space for the center console, except there's no place to rest my hand. I guess it's the old muscle memory coming into play. electronic parking brake. These buttons here are really small and a pain in the ass at first glance. However, a lot of them serve as redundant controls to the Sync 3 system, which I guess is fine. Not the most quality piece of hardware, but not the worst. The dash layout design is very stylish. Once again, soft touch material here, not the best, but not the worst. Really quality feel when you're playing with the vents here, the vent housings. Very nice quality. Little touches of fake carbon fiber, grays, soft grayish like, but not quite. It's like, I don't know what this color is, whatever it's called. It's not all black, basically. This instrument panel, although the graphics, fonts, and everything is sharp, it's really small and not user-friendly to consult. This is the smallest tack gauge I've ever seen in my life. Hold on, let me gun it right here. Wow, it pulls. Yeah, that was from 7 to 11.5 kilometers an hour, really fast. 325 horsepower, 380 foot-pounds of torque. I usually don't go spec on you guys like that, but it's the most powerful in its class. It feels the most powerful in its class. I own a Honda V6 engine. This is definitely stronger. So how does it fare versus its competitors? Very favorably. In fact, I would argue that, and give me some room here, because I don't think my opinion is necessarily a truth. It's more just that, an opinion. I find the Ford Fusion the best all-arounder in its category, just in terms of that sweet spot of style, sportiness, yet not too much to break your back. The interior, despite this horrible steering wheel, I mean, this interior feels right. The ride quality is impeccable. I think it's the best. That's just me. What about, can it punch above its weight class? Now, the first thing that you think to your mind is, I'm paying $44,000 with the cheap financing for a car that has 325 horsepower and 380 foot-pounds of torque. Can it compete with BMW? The short answer is not quite. And here's why. Even though the engine is strong and it pulls, it feels to me more like 300 horsepower. From the torque perspective, yes, it pulls, but its German rivals just feels faster. And I don't know if it's because of the transmission. This transmission is a 6-speed. It's the old tech. It's not those snappy German transmissions which just lightning jolts you into your seat when you kick down. Engine just doesn't feel German up to German snuff. Of course, those cars cost about 30-40% more. I'm just saying. On the outside, I just feel it punches a little bit above its weight class. It's really stylish. I mean, it looks from the outside, could be a $50,000 car perhaps you change the brand. The general feel of quality, it's good. I'm not feeling more than $40,000 in this interior, to tell you the truth. You cannot compare it to Audi, Mercedes, BMW in terms of the fit and finish, the intelligent design, that tight, we spared no expense or no time to design this thing perfectly. You don't feel that in the interior. So what's the conclusion about this car? The conclusion about this car is that I find it's best in class. It's just a wonderful ride experience. And also, I would say the following. Ford, for the last few years, has given us no deals, right? You go to Ford, you pay for it. Ross makes that point often. Here, it is expensive. However, the engine is clearly higher level than the price suggests. I would argue the design is extremely high level. And really, the only place where you're left a little bit yearning, well, a lot, is this steering wheel. I can't see any major flaws. And it's quiet on the highway. It rides easy in the city when you have bumpy roads, that everyday routine. When we buy these flashy cars, we forget we have to drive these cars every day. I could drive this car easily every day. That's the review of the awesome Ford Fusion Sport.